Okay, Reb Tzvi, good morning. Boker Tov, Safra Tava, you're a little sideways. Or either I'm, here we go. Now you're up, you're over there. Can you notice Mishana Moko Mishana Shiur? I'm now in Woodmere, the third leg of my journey, Regel Hashlishi. I started off in Lawrence, Hewlett, and now the third of the five towns, three-fifths over here in Woodmere.
That's your Sholosh Regolim.
My shoulder, that's you got it. Oh, Yored
Because it
Regel.
says, because it says is bra is what's it called? Kara Davur.
That's what it is. That's
So you're in each of these three sons.
yes, they are. No. One daughter, and two sons.
So it's not Sholosh Regolim.
But not to be confused with Tucson, Arizona. We're here in Long Island. Anyway,
You have a son in Tucson.
no, that's right. Number one son. Anyway, so I just
That sounds like Chinese, doesn't it?
it's
Son, Tucson. Ah, son,
Tucson.
Tucson.
Tucson, you're
Tucson.
absolutely right. Atat Hayom it's today, every day they greet you in Israel. What do they say? What do they say?
Boker Tov.
Well, today is the Tosfos Yom Tov. Today's the art side of Yom Tov Lipman Heller. And I have to tell you, I know so many people who claim they are miyuchas to the Heller. They have, but it's good to be
Do you
miyuchas.
know anybody personally whose name is Yom Tov?
No, that's not.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well,
I knew one person. He was the Mr. Prillik, Olav Shalom. He gave all his money to the yeshiva, to the Lubavitch yeshiva in Boston. He drove around. He was a man that had money, but he handed over his salary check to the yeshiva.
wow.
His name was Yom Tov Prillik. I remember him very well.
Well, my question is, did you know anybody with the name of Tosfos Yom Tov? That you don't know. Anyway, today is also the yard side of Yekutiel Yehuda ben Elazar Nissen Teitelbaum, the Yitav Lev, which in itself would be, imagine, Yom Tov, Tosfos Yom Tov, the Yitav Lev, and now to really give it the resistance, whatever you call that.
Yes, the resistance.
It's Yecheskel ben Yaakov Chaim Sarna, Chaskel Sarna. Can you imagine? Wow, that's a trifecta, triumvirate. Try. If you don't succeed, try again. Anyway,
a trick.
So
a hat trick.
Hat trick. So, but I wanted to start this year with the amazing hishtadlus of the Medina. The fact that in 1982, when I was a volunteer for Israel, VFI, they had Mivtza, Lebanon. I actually came as a volunteer, and I did Masa al Nukot, I did Shmirah, I picked fruit, whatever it was, I did it. At that time,
did you have neshek?
Yes, they did. Absolutely. I don't want to.
What did you have? An M4?
An M16.
You had an M16?
M16, which they taught me to take apart and put together again. Anyway, Rav Samal Yehuda Yekutiel Katz was considered, he was in a tank. He was someone who attended, first of all, he was born in 1959, and on June 11th, 1962, he was declared Ne'edar. He's considered missing. So much so that the Rav Harashi Tzva'i, Yisrael Weiss, in 2004, declared him, along with two others, as Hukraz K'Ne'edar, Chalalim Shebamakom Kvuatam Lo Noda. The family persisted. They said they wanted to have the whatever should be returned, and it seems that they were involved, that he was involved in a mivtza. I'm not sure whether. Anyway, he was in Krav Sultan Yaakov. which is Milchemet Levanon Rishon. And as I said, he was in a tank. And he was Nolad Baramat Gan to parents who were Nitzalei Shoah. He learned in Yeshivat Nachalim, and he followed up in my alma mater. He went to Kerem B'Yavneh, and he was in Hesder, as I said, Chel Shirion. And along with Zachariah Baumo, whose remains were returned 2019, and Zvi Feldman, whose returns were returned. Okay, thank you. My return. Remains were returned 2025. So now we have Yehuda Yekutiel Katz, Baruch Hashem. He'll be able to have Korah in Eretz Yisrael. So that's a tremendous thing. And show you what Yeshiva Kerem B'Yavneh is all about. They would say tefillos every day for his return, and he had an aron. Now, this is ironic. He had an aron, Sfarim, and they had his name on it. And they kept that aron Sfarim with his Sfarim, and they eventually opened up the Sifriya with his Sfarim called Yehuda Yaleh. Yehuda Yaleh. Anyway, so that's. Did you know that you must probably heard the news that he was returned from Lebanon? But to show you how they persisted and they promised the parents. Yasser Arafat was even involved because he falsely gave them false hopes as to where it was, and of course it was the intelligence, the Shin Bet that was able to get all this information. With that, I think we should do our Tehillim.
It's getting late.
It's Kuf Vav Kachu. Should take it, and I'm here. Let's see if I do this. Chrome, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
What?
Press share.
Oh, where's share?
Yeah.
Oh, I almost did Chrome. Okay, press share.
Just remember Sonny and share.
Sonny and share, right? Share, sound, and then media player.
To the left.
Here we go.
Then click share and media player will open.
Here we go. Don't worry, Tzvi. I have something to save us over here.
kol beis Yisrael. Achenu
Kol
kol
beis
beis Yisrael. Anisunim batzoro vashivya. Oimdim bein bayamu vein bayabosho. Hamokoim yirachem aleim v'yotziem mitzara lerevacha u'me'afel aleyaira u'mishiba legeola ashta bagala ובזמן קריב.
Amen. Yigia chapecha. Kisochel oib. Du es dem verdienst. Verdienst, you should know what verdienst is. Verdienst means to earnings. Verdienst wirst du pflanzig. And pay lamed aleph. Oh, flux. Is it a flux?
Like you fluxed your teeth?
Flachsich. Flachsich is planning. So according to
You
plan,
know what you know what they say? We listened to a shir from Shimon Spitzer in Yiddish, and he always says, "Darf machen a plan."
a plan.
Plan.
A plux. Anyway, and it says
Plan.
it's Brian. Mekummt nicht to mention. And then it says, Ashrecha v'tovlach, voil. That's another word, voil. Vav, vav, aleph, vav, yud, lamed. Voil, which means good or nice. Voil is der auf der Welt und gut auf jener Welt. It's good in this world and good in the next world. Eshtacha. Oh no, that's the next passage. Okay, so that pardon my
which word is vol in the pasuk? Vol.
It says Ashrecha v'tovlach. Vol is der auf der Welt on good auf jener Welt.
I remember that my mother-in-law, Aleha Shalom, she used to say all the time something about the voil bakumin.
The good is coming. Voil.
The good is yeah.
Good is coming. Chaim Tovim.
There was some word before that. I don't remember what it was. Something voil. Something the voil bakumin.
Voil bakumin. Listen.
If anybody knows that expression, I would appreciate them.
You know who has fallen off the cliff we haven't heard from in a while? Reb Shmayo, please, Shmayo, help us out. What's the expression?
I saw him this morning. He was at the Kaisel.
Handing out the sheets. Handing out the Gillian. Of course, that's it. That's what he does. Anyway, I'm giving you a choice, Reb Tzvi. You get a choice. Reb Yomtov, the Tosfos Yomtov, the Yitav Lev, or B'chaskel Sarna. Which one should I start with? See that? I let you make all the executive decisions.
Tell me the choices again.
Reb Yomtov, Tosfos Yomtov, the Yitav Lev, or Reb Chaskel Sarna.
I guess start with Tov Lev.
Okay, Tov Lev. Reb Gershon Shaul Yomtov, Lippman. Oh, I'm sorry, Tov Lev. I'm starting. Yekutiel Yehuda. By the way, I have my Mechutin has the name Yekutiel Yehuda, and he wanted to know if they're related. The word Yekutiel to Yehuda, and in my research, I found out that Yekutiel.
Moshe Rabbeinu's name.
One of Moshe Rabbeinu's names, Yekutiel. But then they also said Yekutiel. There was a Yekutiel who came from the tribe Shevet Yehuda. Anyway. Yekutiel Yehuda ben Elazar Nisan Teitelbaum. He said he might have been named after the Satmarov. Hamachuna Hayitav Lev Nolad be-1808 Niftar be-1883 Nolad be-Galicia דרוהוביל. ב-1833 היה אב בית דין בסטרופקוב. ב-1841 היה רב בהוילי, הונגריה. אחר כך רב בגורליציה. ב-1835 אב בית דין בדור-היביל. אחר כך רב בסיגט. And then he became the Admor Siget Harishon. And he was a Mechaber, Yitav Lev, and Yitav Panim. We might as well go to Yecheskel Yaakov ben Chaim Sarno. Ben Yaakov Chaim Sarno. Nolad be-1890 ונפטר ב-1969. נולד בהורדוק, במינסק. רוסיה. בגיל 11 למד בישיבת אור החיים בסלובודקה. אחר כך בישיבת פנחס בייס יצחק. I'm sorry. Slicha, I can't read my own handwriting. Knesset Bais Yitzchak, the famous Slobodka yeshiva. אחר כך בישיבת Telz. אחר כך בישיבת אצל רב שמעון שקופ. And then he came back to the Saba Mislobodka, and he was his Talmud Muvak. Achar kach b'yeshivas Radin. He had a kesher with the Chavetz Chaim. Wow, you can imagine talking about the Ivy League, Lahavdil. Anyway, 1924 avar hayeshiva, the yeshiva itself. Slobodka went to Hebron. Slobodka went to Hebron, the city of Hebron, and he was the one who selected where the yeshiva should go. And unfortunately, in Tarpat, 1929, nirtzachu 24 talmidim. We all know that the massacre of Hebron yeshiva, 24 talmidim were killed. Then of course they went to Geula, and that's the Hebron that when I learned in Eretz Yisrael, that's the Hebron that I know, not in Givat Mordechai. And he was Mechaber, Daliot, Yecheskel, Beis Yecheskel, and Achara Asaf. Anyways, that's it. You reach your destination. By the way, I have to say, Tzvi, I never make comments on Malbushim, but I think Tischadesh. Am I correct? You're wearing a new suit?
No.
No? No. Maybe in my new digs. I don't know. Somehow I
I just have to tell you something before I sign off. Last night we had two simchas. It's really the Shebena Hasmachot, night after night, weddings and erusins, and it's amazing. So last night we had a wedding, a downstairs neighbor, underneath the people that live underneath us, a Sephardi family by the name of Azuelus. So they married off their first daughter. And I have to tell you that I have never in my entire life seen such a beautiful chuppah like I saw last night. It was unbelievable. It was in the Nof, the Ulam Nof underneath Bayit Vagan.
I think I've been there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But Gashmi, it's a very, very beautiful. The chuppah was they redid it. It's not just a chuppah, but it's like in a pina that's on three sides is closed. So they have like artificial greenery that goes, it's about 25 feet high.
Wow.
On all three sides.
Wow.
And then they have lights strung out, so it looks like the heavens on the top. And but that wasn't the beautiful thing. They're a Sephardi family, and everything is, by the Sephardim, everything is very real. And it's a very mechubed family. And one of the uncles, so the great uncles, flew in somewhere from over 20-hour flight, and he spoke absolutely beautifully. But as you said before, the pièce de résistance was the fact that the father, my neighbor, he has a beautiful voice, and he sang the tuba.
He sang the ksuba. I've never heard that. Never heard that. Wow.
Never did I either.
That is so
But
beautiful.
He sang it with, they have a musical accompaniment,
Right.
and it's done, and it was absolutely magnificent.
I just don't understand.
It was so miragesh, you have no idea.
The
The whole
kala,
thing.
the kala, most probably, you remember they used to have those musical, you could wind it up and you could have something. So she should have a ksuba. You could wind up the ksuba and you could hear the father give the
unbelievable. And
yet you were able to do two chasanas. You were able to provide two chasanas.
No, we did one chasana. We did that chasana until we stayed until the middle of the first dance, and then we had an erusin in Ramat Shlomo, so we went to the erusin.
Oh, the erusin. Okay, very nice.
But this chuppah was unbelievable.
Wow!
It was so
wow.
It was so miragesh. It was so miragesh. It was so spiritually uplifting.
Isn't that amazing? You're supposed to be misamech the chassan and kala, and here you had the chassan and kala with misamech otcha. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And you know what's very interesting? You know what is interesting? That the kala, the Sfardim, I don't know, by our chasanas, so the kala wears a hinuma, right?
Right.
And you don't see her.
Right.
You don't see her.
Right.
She's like, by the Sfardim, apparently, they don't wear a hinuma. So she had a veil on, but the veil was very light and see-through. So she was like really participating in the simcha. You could see her. And she was just like, she was so happy. And she was, it was beautiful.
Unfortunately,
really
many of our chasanas, it's like Yom Kippur cotton with the chatoim, and guys are crying. You think you don't know where you are. You have no idea. They're all crying.
This was something else. It was such a ruchani high.
Beautiful.
It was so magnificent that I sometime I'm going to ask him for they should really make a clip of him
that
singing the ksuba. If that would be put on, that would go viral like you would not believe.
That's right, ksuba. Beautiful. I never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Anyway.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right. So Kol Tov.
Kol Tov, and I'm going to wish you Yom Tov and Tosfos Yom Tov. You should have more Yom Tov. Tosfos Yom Tov. Kol Tov. Okay. Reb Yom Tov Lipman, Tosfos Yom Tov, Ben Reb Nassan Halevi Heller, Nolad Bavaria, Bishnat 1579 ונפטר בקרקוב, ביום ו' אלול ב-1654. רבו היה המהר"ל מפראג, נוסף על ידיעותיו המרובות בש"ס, פוסקים עסק גם בקבלה, דקדוק, לשון קודש, מתמטיקה, אסטרונומיה, מדע טבע. כשהיה בן 18 נתמנה לדיין בפראג, בו כיהן 28 שנה, התפרסם על גדלותו בתורה ותורה מידותיו. אחר כך היה רב בניקולסברג, ואחר כך עוד באותו שנבחר לאב בית דין בווינה. ב-1631 עבר ללובלין, משם לבריסק ונימרוב, והיה 9 שנים עד 1643 רב בוולדימיר וילסק. היה מראשי המדברים בוועד 4 ארצות. הוא חיבר הרבה ספרים, נתפרסם במיוחד פירושו למשנייס מרטנור בשם תוספות יום טוב. אוקיי. קיצור של הפירוש הזה בשם עיקר תוספות יום טוב, הכין 150 שנה אחריו רבי שולם בן יואל כץ. משאר חיבוריו, מעדני מלך ולחם חמודות, צורת בית המקדש, לפי נבואת יחזקאל מבושי יום טוב. Okay. עד כאן היועצים של היום. אני קצת ממהר כי אנחנו לא מספיקים ללמוד את כל אהבת חסד, ויש הרבה, אפילו את ההגאות יש, אבל אני מדלג אותם. אנחנו עכשיו נשמע, גם צריך לדע כל ענייני הדינים, זה החפץ חיים והפתיחה, והיום, כן, הפתיחה, אנחנו ממשיכים בפתיחה, the introduction. We did the forward and now we're doing the introduction. גם צריך לדע כל ענייני הדינים, actually we should call the פתיחה the forward, that makes sense. כל ענייני הדינים שיש בהנקת המידה הזו בכל פרטיה לכל ענייניה, talking about the דינים of גמילת חסד, loving kindness, שהזכרנו בתחילה הפתיחה, אך קודם הכל נחוץ לבאר ענייני גמילת חסדים של הלוואה. You have to learn how to give loans, להתגמח, גמילת חסד. כל על זה יש מצוות עשה מיוחדת בתורה, עם כסף תלווה. That's שמות כ"ב כ"ד. וכמו שנסבר לקמן, רק קודם שנשכיל לברר את הדין שיש בזה, נבהר בדרך כלל כמה לבן רגיל לעבור מישהו איש כלי. The word כלי is kile is a miser, a stingy. ומרחיק עצמו ממידות החסד. א', כתוב בתורה, ישמר לך פן יהיה דבר עם לבבך בליעל. It's coming to the Shemitah year. And the Shemitah year, there's Shemitah's Ksofim, and if you don't have a prusbul, you could lose your loan. And so that many people don't want to get involved in it, so therefore they don't give loans Erev Shemitah. And there's a lav saying you should Yishomer pen, the Isa b'sifri, Yishomer hu losas, upen hu losas. It's a double header. Harishin istavu betray lavin shalol limnoam elavos l'reo be'eis zaracho b'yaras dvar Shemitah. You shouldn't refrain from giving a loan because of Shemitah. V'kara kasu b'shem b'li al, as we said, b'li ol avor zeh. Afki b'zman shalo yafsid chovo, especially when he's not going to lose his money. Ki yigdal ched akofet yado l'havos reo, person who is stingy, doesn't, his fist is closed, he doesn't want to give money, because if he has the ability to lend the money to others and he holds back, that's a iser, double header actually, too loving. Beis, l'famim shuhu over gam kain adei minas atova alav delo sikom. There are times when a person actually, it takes revenge. Hey, Kagon, for example, I go over, Reuven goes to Shimon and says, could you do me a favor? Something, could you lend me some money? Something like that. Lend me your lawnmower. And he said, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And when Shimon comes and asks from Reuven something, ask him, no kemimeno gomelo kemifolo. He says, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. By not refraining from doing the good to your fellow man, it's a love of lo sikom, by taking revenge. Koskain im misanasa also mufarsamo beir she'enam batuach. And if he publicized the fact that this guy doesn't have any security, he's a poor man, preventing him from getting loans from others, כדי שגם אחרים לא ילוו, בוודאי מלבד שעובר בזה על איסור נקימה נטירה. Not only is it against, nikima means to revenge, and netira means to bear a grudge, or to over בזה על איסור לשון הרע, gemura, as we learned, the Chavetz Chaim shmeres lashon. So yored בזה lechayev mamash, he affects this person's livelihood. V'ayim the Chavetz Chaim hilchos lashon hara klal hey. Sofa sefer b'tziyur sheni, as bever ma'im chayim v'sif katan bayis yos mizeh. Dafilim who meitivimo. Let's say he does give him something. Achtu meishiv lo, and says to him, "Eini kamosta." Here we got a warning. I'm gonna have to block it out. Got a warning. It says, "Eini kamosta." I'm not like you, shaloi tivcha. You didn't give it to me, but you know something. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm not like you. That's bearing a grudge. Over alav the lo sitar, the gazam orasha hu noter. See, by saying that, he's bearing a grudge. Adayin asin but he has this hatred in his heart. Ella yalveo belev shalom. A person should not bear any grudges. He should give with a whole heart. V'yimche hadavar milibo v'yizbonen shekol divrei olam hazeh hevel v'avoy. Should know that whatever happens in this world, it's all hevel havolim. Ve'en kedai linkom lintor alem. It doesn't pay. It just like doesn't pay to get so aggravated. It doesn't pay to bear a grudge and have revenge. I'm the common perikavi, both style day. Gimel. What happens if by refusing to give him, you could be a matter of life and death? And lo yovel, if you don't give him the loan, kagon, you could buy a burglar alarm, and he could be saved from robbers. But he has the ability to give to him, but he doesn't. Not only just like you can't bear a grudge here, you have to protect the person to defend himself so that he doesn't get harmed. This Rasha should not be reckless, should not be negligent. You see your friend is in danger of death. You have the ability to save him. Israel, I think they have what's called the Good Samaritan law, that if you have the ability to save someone and you don't, you could be it could be a avera plili, it could be a criminal matter. The other thing is that the Fimad Isam and Mechilta, as it says, Uhuba Sefer Mitzvahs Rambam Mitzvahs Reish Tzadik Zayin, the Alav Lo Samad Kolo Nami Imro El Chavera Eza Inyan Hefshed. If you see, not only to save his life, but it to cause, if he sees someone's going to lose money, and he could help him, and he's lazy. Oral Lo Samad, he is he transgresses Lo Samad El Dam Rechan Ein Sham Im, and that's Yud Gimel and Yudal. And at the end, Keinu Adin Bin Yanenu. So it is with us. If he sees even a wealthy person that he needs an immediate loan, kagon. How could you have a wealthy person who's needy? When it comes to the amount of payment, he's minus a few bucks, and you could lend it to him. I shouldn't think that just because he's wealthy, you're immune of giving him a loan. You get lazy over allows that you could over on this law. So we have done the main text, and until I get knocked out, I'm going back to the footnotes, and it's Nativ HaChesed. Let's see, Nativ HaChesed throughout. Yes. Okay, let's do the first Nativ HaChesed. Let me look for the note Aleph. Let's see where the small Aleph is. It says, okay, Kein Muchach Begitin Lamed Vav, and it says, I'm surprised I didn't exit out. Okay, Ein Sham the High Lav Koyal Hava, that we're talking about Halva. Oh, there it is. Shalom Nom El Havos L'Reo Nitzavena Betray Lav Hishomer and Pen. Shalom Nom Havos L'Reo Be'etzarecha. And this is brought down Gittin Lamed Vav Amid Aleph, and also in Sota Daf Mem Zayin Amid Beis Misharet Sorei Ayin. Many people are stingy. Rabu Torfei Terror from Amsei Alev Kofsi Yadayim El Havos. People who refuse to give loans. Rabu Masha Kos B'Torah, as brought down in the Torah Shem Lecha Pen Yiyah Lecha Dovarim Levacha B'Lial, the pasuk that we talked about with Lashon Sefer Mitzvahs Reish Lamed Aleph, and the Sefer Mitzvahs is here. Mehimna L'Havos El Kasos B'Pnei Hashmita, that you should not refrain because of, as we mentioned, the Shemitah year Kadesh Lo Yishmatu Echo, that they should not forfeit the loan V'hu omra hishomer l'cha peniya dover zev lashon Sifri. Sifri brings down the Parshas Re'eh, Piska Chuf Yudayim. Hishomer below Sasa, pen below Sasa. Sholo, Beis Lavin, Bezeh, Yin Yizah, Achazel. Why? L'chazek, Ad Kan L'shonos. Bezeh Lashon HaChinuch. This is what the Chinuch says, Mitzvah Stopei. Shalom Yimnam L'havos El HaTzrichim Mipnei Pachad HaShmita. Shelo Tafkia Chov. While Zen Nemar Hishem L'cha Pen Yeh Dover and L'vav Chablial Lemar Kevash Nisla Sheva. By the way, Nativ HaChesed is the Chavetz Chaim bringing you the Makoros, bringing you more. Although he himself brings it, he elaborates. Lashon Sifri. Besof Hadibor Nechtav Od B'Lashon Azav. The Chavetz Chaim is golden B'Lashon Azav. These are golden words. Mishrashay Mitzvah L'Chazek L'Vo L'Ebein the Midas and the Divas is to ingrain in us the philanthropy. L'Harchik Tachlis Hakaka Midas Hakilos, to take away the stinginess. Ve'ein Nediva Olam Kamalva Me'atzav Im Heyosu Yodosh Izman Kor L'Shmi Avosa. There's nothing like giving a loan right before Shemitah. Im Ulai Yerabo Ones Oshom Nikra. Something might happen and he's prevented from collecting his loan, and the Shemitah will get rid of it. And he understands there's that possibility. V'chol mevin darchi Torah masik ladas afilu mat b'chim erka yeda birur ki ha-mefazer memona al tzrichem nosef od chosich miyosher ach l'machzer ki Hashem yisparach Yadin es Adam Fimaso, you are judged according to your actions. Then will be blessed. El Midias Hatchilos, Chisa Shabaza, those who are stingy, Ashkadish Baruch Hu will set up an iron wall. They know Ben Abrachav and Divus. It's we're going to be cut off very soon. It goes on. Kele Mechelke Abrachav and Nimsa, Amisnaing Ba, Shehu Bechova Adkan Lashono. I just want to wish everyone Yom Tov, Chaim Tovim. And if I get cut off, don't worry about it. You can always look at the Gilyon. Inay Melashon Rambam v'chinuch mashma sha'alavin v'yishama pen ukoy afilu animna v'havos la'asher. Even if you refrain from giving an usher, you get a lav v'eisarcho. Melashon Rabbeinu Yonah sha'avi b'samuch mashma t'uso the koy rak al ani. So there's machlokas. He says no. Rabbi Yonah says it only talks about poor people. He pashtus the Gemara v'nal mashma karambam v'chinuch. The Rambam, the Chinuch said it's involving everyone. Venira, the Svaras, Rabbeinu who made a Kiksiv Torah, Besof Zeh Pasuk, the Raya Necha, the Achicha Evion, he talks of Velos Iteno. The Svaras Rambam, the Chinuch, the Zeh Pasuk Kol Shnei Inyonim, Sofa Myra the Inyan Staka, right? The Chasav Sham Lashon Nesina, Chach Purta Torah V'Amar, Me Achicha Evion, the Inyan Staka Rak by Niam, Mashain Kain Tchilas HaPasuk Kol Alvah. So the beginning of Pasuk talks about Alvah, the end talks about Staka. You have both Asher and the Ani. Koi Lama Shekasim B'Pasuk Shuvanav Havi Taviyanim Tehu Al Havah, talking about a loan because you have security, you have collateral. Hisham and Mechiltam, the Parshas Mishpatim, Kein Muchas Begitin Besota, the Kach Mefarshim Pasuk said Koi Afilu Al Animna L'Halvos L'Misha Eno Nani Kivin Shesarich Atal Havos Hazu. Rabbeinu Yonah over and the mitzvahs can live sodim afilu lashirim to the isa b'sukkah. Yikol makom animna mizeh ein over balav zeh zeh lashon Rabbeinu Yom b'shari tshuva al pasuk Hashem elcha peniyah dovar l'manu mizeh k'animna havos la'ani over shnei lavim shehem hishomer upen ve'im le'es asher kivul shanas hasheva whose harna shalo nachtol l'havos years over shmita afki b'zman shalo yapsit chovo ki yigdal chet hakofet yodam l'havos Agoda oven kora kosav machshevet sora ayin, being sor ayin the halvus over blial is bliol, and then you have Beis and Gimel, and we've covered one full footnote, and let's go to page Yud Gimel. We'll start at the beginning one. Dalid shekol divrehu milashon Rambam.